Hello everybody, this is Neiman and Sneed, and welcome back to the Bobcat Chat. I am here with my co-host, Ethan. Welcome back to another episode of the Bobcat Chat. We had a great week of prepping and a big W from the Peru State football team, which is great to see us back on track, man. It was
a battle. It was a great game to watch.
Very exciting game to watch. Weather was perfect, the rain held off, and everything just kind of played out well for the Bobcats. So we're going to actually start with a little recap of that game. The Bobcats took the W last week against William Penn University, 17-14. Let's go into first quarter action. Mardarius Adams forced a fumble, which was recovered by Justin Barnes with about 9:44 left in the quarter. And that was basically all that we had really go on in the first quarter. The second quarter came around, and William Penn found the end zone. A 2-yard rushing touchdown. And the Bobcats would end the quarter with John Brady putting in a 21-yard field goal, giving us a score of 14-3. Take it into halftime, man. Going into the locker room, Coach Pinnell really made some adjustments from the defensive side. With that being said, we go into the third quarter, and Travis Carnahan throws a beauty of a pass to A.J. Floodman for 30 yards in the corner of the end zone, making it a 14-10 ball game. William Penn up. Heading into the fourth quarter, on the first play for the Statesmen, Izzy Cavillo and Andrew Shackelford teamed up for a 19-yard tackle for a loss, moving William Penn back to their 42-yard line. After a short gain, Cavillo came through with another tackle for a loss of 7 yards, forcing the Statesmen to punt. After a fair catch, the Peru State Bobcats started their first possession on their 20-yard line with 6:56 left to go in the fourth quarter. Van Briesen would go on to carry the ball 3 times, rushing for 11 yards, 8 yards, and 4 yards, giving the Bobcats another first down on their 43-yard line. Van Briesen again came up with a 4-yard, hard-fought gain for another first down, giving us the ball at William Penn's 44-yard line. Later on 3rd and 13, Carnahan found Jay Coughlin for 13 yards and a first down at the Statesman 34-yard line. On the next play, the two hooked up for a 34-yard touchdown pass. And we really had some athletic plays made by our receivers. I know AJ's catch was a little underthrown, and he made perfect readjustment to the ball and went up and grabbed it over the corner. And
yeah, he made it work. It was definitely a tough catch. It was one he fought for, but they work on that stuff in practice, so I'm not surprised he made it.
And him and AJ have been kind of calling for it the whole year, and they're really seeing these opportunities. And I think the whole season, these two gentlemen, including David Bond, they've all taken advantage of the passes that they have been seeing. So with that touchdown, that gave us a game of 17-14, and man, did it get exciting from there. we would continue on. The Bobcats thought they had it in control. On the second play of the series with the ball, Sean Van Briesen took the ball down the field for a 24-yard gain before the Statesmen were able to pop it out and take over possession on Peru State's 33-yard line. And after 2 uncatchable passes, the Statesmen connected for a 23-yard gain and moved to the Bobcats' 44-yard line. On the next play, they had another 14-yard gain to the 30-yard line, putting them in field goal contention. And I can tell you at that point that got a little scary.
Yeah, scary is definitely an understatement. I did not think we were going to be able to pull that one out, but as it moved on.
Defense didn't give up.
Yeah.
Defense did not give up. And Mardarius Adams had a great game. Mardarius, good job on Saturday. He ended up with 4 solo tackles from the cornerback position, 1 assisted tackle, and 1 interception. And it seemed as if all those plays were monumental plays. One of those solo tackles being on a big 4th down to stop the Statesmen from advancing the ball and getting a first down. And obviously, that 1 interception to kind of seal the deal was humongous. So great job, Mardarius Adams. Great job, Bobcats. Let's go into some individual stats. Van Briesen led all backs with 117 yards on 22 carries. Van Briesen caught 2 passes for 26 yards as well to finish with 143 yards of total offense. Carnahan went 5 for 9, 103 yards passing. One of his more efficient days this year, finishing with 2 touchdowns. And Codwin caught 2 passes for 47 yards and 1 touchdown. And AJ ended up with 1 catch of 30 yards for a touchdown. On the defensive side, Barnes, Cavillo, Colin Weingartner, and Miles Hicks all had their season best games to date. Barnes finished with a career high 12 tackles. Izzy Cavillo had 1 sack for a loss of 7 yards, 2.5 tackles for losses, amounting to 23.5 yards. Every time I looked on the field on that defensive side of the ball, Izzy was in the backfield, it seemed. Weingartner as well, he had a huge hit, finished with 10 tackles, 3 solo, and added 1 tackle for a loss of 1 yard. Hicks having 9 tackles, 2 solo for his career best effort to this point. Great game, Bobcats, and what do we have going into this week?
This week is actually a homecoming week, and we are facing the Graceland Yellow Jackets, who are coming in at 1-7, with their only win coming against Central Methodist University. Their game last week, they ended up losing to Grandview University with a score of 9-61. Overall, they rank number 1 in Division 1 for field goal percentage, ranked number 8 in Division 1 for total pass offense, ranked 10 in pass offense per game, and also ranked 10 in first downs per game.
All right. And I know from a defensive standpoint, we're still up there in top 20 in most of our stats. Opponent third down conversions, we are 11th, limiting them to about 31%. Our rushing defense per game, we're at about 122 yards, giving us a 17th place in the nation. So it's definitely it comes down to it every week, and it's a battle in the trenches amongst the teams. And I think Coach Pinnell was really onto something in that second half last week, and I do believe they're going to continue that this week against Graceland and kind of take care of business.
It was nice. We got to see a little bit of fire in our defense and our offense, and they really came out that second half and played their hearts out.
So with that all being said, football, that's done with football. Let's head into volleyball. The girls had a very, very tough past week, taking 3 losses to some highly ranked opponents and just tough opponents at that. They had Missouri Valley, Central Methodist, and Clark, all losses for the Bobcats. Just some quick stats from the Clark game before we move on to the future big conference games coming up tonight and on Tuesday. In their first game back at home this past Tuesday against Clark, the ladies put up a tough battle early on especially. The Pride came from behind in the first set to win 26-4 before the Cats took the second set 25-21. Clark then took the third set 25-16 and then captured the fourth set 25-23. And like I said, man, it's been like this all season. The girls just haven't been able to find that rhythm and actually keep that throughout the whole match.
Come out strong and finish strong all the way through the match.
And we've always seen one of the other halves. It's either they come out strong and they die off, or they start slow and they try to come back too late in the game. Yeah. Let's see, just some quick stats from the girls. Neither team hit the ball well. Clark finished with a 136 hitting percentage, and Peru State was below 100 at a .89. Cuddy and Shapiro led Peru State with 12 and 11 kills, respectively, with Bowman adding 8. Rudabush finished with 21 assists, while Meg Gross contributed 17. And I just got to say this, Meg Gross, sorry about not getting the pictures that I had taken of you out there. I know she wasn't too happy with me on that one, and we're both from Arizona, so I told her that we're going to dedicate a few photos to her tonight for sure. So, Meg, I got you. Bouncing off of that, Christina Viero, congratulations on another Hard Defender of the Week award. She's been tearing it up out there. I know she's been having some back issues, and she's been fighting through that, so she's a tough one. Keep it up, Christina. She added to her league-leading digs total with a match high of 39 points. What do we got going forward?
We actually have a game tonight, and we are playing Culver Stockton. We actually played them earlier this season, and we ended up beating them 3-2. We finished with a .240 hitting percentage, while Culver Stockton finished with a .079 hitting percentage. And Culver Stockton's last game, they played Mount Mercy, and they ended up beating Mount Mercy 3-0, so they're coming off a big win. And they finished that game with a .239 hitting percentage.
I've noticed too, when we go on these kind of downhill streaks of taking multiple losses in a row, we always bounce back strong.
We do.
And the girls haven't been home. Tuesday, like I said, was their first home game in about 3 weeks. So they're home again. They're going to have a big homecoming crowd. And I know a lot of families out because it also is the girls' senior night tonight. Actually, at the volleyball game, we will be having a few of the cross-country runners as well being recognized, including Samantha Carlson, Alex Kenny, Layla Matiakubova, sorry Layla if I messed that up, I did try my hardest, Katie Tennant, and Allie Worthy. Some of the senior volleyball girls that will be recognized tonight include Meg Gross, Alea Roberts, Brooke Rudebush, Alex Bowman, Rachel Knowles, and Christina Vieira. So a heavy load of our starters from the volleyball team are going to be leaving us. Sad to say, but they had a great time here, and like I said, they look to have a strong finish this season. So if you guys are able to make it out, the game will be at 5 o'clock. Stockton. The girls will be taking on Culver Stockton tonight for senior night. The girls have really appreciated all of the community's support over this past season, and I know they look to finish strong here at home before they head into Tuesday, where they will face Grandview.
From Grandview.
Okay, and that's going to be in Grandview, right?
Yes. And last time we met with them, we ended up Grandview ended up taking the win 3-1. Grandview ended the night with a .088 hitting percentage, while Peru finished with a .121 hitting percentage. Grandview right now ranks number 1 in total blocks, and they also rank in blocks per game.
All right, sweet. So best of luck to the volleyball girls as they face Culver Stockton tonight and head into Grandview next Tuesday. Just to recap a few of the homecoming events again that are happening tomorrow, Saturday, October 28th. Again, we will be having Nebraska's Toughest Mile sponsored by the Peru State Cross Country team starting at 8 a.m. It is not too late to register for that. I will provide a link in the description below. So if you'd like to register online, you can go ahead and do that. They'll also be taking registrations at the beginning of the race. Homecoming Parade will be sponsored by the Student Senate, and that will begin at 10 a.m. at the beginning of Peru State's campus. And then the Student Tailgate, co-sponsored by CAB and the PSCEA, will begin at 12 noon on the quad. Then we got the football game at 2 p.m. in the beautiful Oak Bowl. And tomorrow night, Peru Theater Company presents their show, The Arsonists, at 7:30 p.m. in the Ginger Black Box. So a day full of exciting events. It is going to be fun. It's also going to be cold, so make sure you bring your jackets. But come ready to have a fun day and celebrate with us Bobcats here on campus. We want to thank you guys for joining us on the Bobcat Chat. Once again, it was a pleasure having you guys. I am Neiman Sneed.
I'm Arnold.
Until next time, we'll see you then. Goodbye.